Let's.
Take them to the Iron Maiden.
Take them to the Iron Maiden.
Excellent.
How are you guys?
I wasn't ready.
Excellent.
Yes.
Did you guys see the new Bill and Ted movie?
No.
What was the last one called?
I saw the beginning of it. It was really sad. I was like, oh no.
Honestly, it was
No.
surprisingly better than I expected. Like I expected a real train wreck of a thing, but it was really fun. It's Bill and Ted's Daughters. It was good. It was good.
They're still trying to get
don't
that
know that I would
song.
say it was great.
It was kind of,
Yes.
It was sad. It was sad. I was like, I gotta turn it off. Of course, Keanu Reeves looks amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Keanu Reeves is amazing.
Yeah.
Did they touch on like George Carlin being gone at all?
I don't believe
Rufus?
they did. No,
Yeah, with Rufus.
I don't believe they did. They might have, but I didn't hold on to it that closely, John. I just kind of let the whole experience wash over me and left it back there. I was like, that was fun.
That was fine.
Was he in the second one too? Was he in both of them?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think the second one is elite level movies, man. Bill and Ted with Station and Death, best out of three. That's some of my favorite American cinematic history of all time. With the little vibrating football guys, they're playing Twister and shit. And it's so good. I really did love Bogus Journey a lot. You know what? I've started rewatching again for the 5th time now. Because they're watching it in the post-show recap Discord, and so I jumped on the watch-along. Is Dark, and so I believe everybody here has seen Dark, right?
It's such a great show.
I've been
Such a great
thinking
show.
of it.
You haven't
lately.
watched it, John?
No, not yet.
Oh, so freaking
Oh
good.
my God,
I've just been
dude!
busy.
I
So
think
good.
I think that I'm really at a place where I think it's objectively the best TV show made.
It's such a good show.
Full stop. It really is just a masterstroke. The score, the music is amazing. The whole tone on it, it's incredible, man. It's incredible. You gave up on it, Xanatos? Man, I can't even imagine. I could see
Don't give
people who
up.
watched
Don't
the first little bit and walked away, but
Season
It
one
is,
was amazing.
You
I'm just gonna
have
leave it
to
at that.
sit down and pay attention. You have to sit down and
Yeah.
pay attention.
I had
If-
to seek
it's
out.
really demanding.
I had to seek out episode summaries to understand what happened. That's, to me, a ding against it.
Hmm. Well, you are notoriously, Kurt, a non-rewatcher, right? You don't want to sit there and binge. You're not going to crush 40 episodes of a show necessarily.
I restarted season one when I got completely lost.
I remember you telling me that, but you were watching it piecemeal. It's not a show I think you can watch one episode every couple of weeks. I really feel
didn't
you have to
stretch
watch
out
it.
that far.
'Cause
No.
Matt and I
It's
would
hard.
unpack each episode after we watched it, just to make sure that
Mhm.
combine our details that each of us got and be oh yeah, that thing. What? I didn't even notice that. Oh my gosh, this makes so much sense.
I mean, if
But-
you want to talk peak television, you can't not have Flores Lava in the discussion. So
Oh my god! Oh my god! Hard left turn. Hard left turn. Is that still on?
well,
Is
and
that
it
show
was a
still
Netflix
on?
series, so it's they dropped the episodes. I mean,
Mhm.
but we'll see if it comes
Sure.
back for season 2.
Are you guys familiar with the Clark curse? Do we talk about that here? Is that not?
I
Sean
know
knows?
about
we
it.
talk about it because things happen and I don't.
the
Curses to be mentioned.
man is the curse of Dracolich is all around the realms.
So-
I'll say that much.
So Rich will appreciate this. I finished the last season of Downton Abbey today.
Oh, I love Downton Abbey. I love it so much. It's so good.
And I'm about a fourth of the way through the movie.
Cool. The movie was okay. Yeah. I mean, if it was a good postscript to the whole tale,
Yeah.
you know.
So very happy with that. And then I caught the first episode, the pilot episode of Superman and Lois.
Oh, I've heard good things, but I'm not a Superman guy, so I probably would be critical.
Well, I think if you are a Superman guy, you'd probably be very critical of it. That's how I see it. I'm a casual. I really liked the pilot episode. I kind of fell off of the whole Arrowverse, CW, all of those
Yeah.
things. It was
Yeah.
like Arrow, Flash, something about tomorrow, something
Tomorrow.
about lightning.
Yeah.
I did go back and
Our-
watch Supergirl
Supergirl 2, the crossovers were great. I enjoyed these crossovers. Those were always fun.
But the premiere episode of the pilot episode was 90 minutes was pretty solid. I enjoyed it a lot.
I'm not good with DC properties. Like, I'm really a stuck-up Marvel guy, I've realized, and I try not to be. Like, I love Batman. There's a lot of like I liked Man of Steel, you know. I know it gets beat up a lot, but of like that run of kind of DC films, like, I think it's definitely the best one, you know. I'm like, I don't know. I've like argued with John about Suicide Squad, all kinds of things. Like, Alex Kidwell, our friend Alex, told me to watch one of those particular DC shows. Gosh, I forget which one it was.
Cartoon?
No, he's
Yes,
huge
yes,
on the
so what
animated
about
series.
Young Justice is actually an amazing show.
I've heard it's really
It's really good. It's in an alternate DC universe. It's fantastic. Really good. It's like the one of the things is that the Justice League has to go to like they're like all about the young heroes. It's all about the young heroes. That's why it's Young Justice. But anyway, long story short is that, like, this doesn't ruin the plot, but the major Justice League, what happens is they're like everyone's hanging out, and like this alien faction comes to Earth, and it's like, hey, Justice League is guilty of crimes, and Justice League is like, what? And they have to stand on trial, and that's what they do.
It sounds very Jean Grey. It sounds very Chris Claremont.
Oh yeah,
I got to be honest. Yeah. So yeah, superhero stuff. Like, there's this whole slate of Marvel stuff coming out. Obviously, we're on like the precipice of the final episode of WandaVision, which we don't really talk about here. But Mike and I did connect and dive deep this weekend. Yes.
I'm like yearning to see that. And Rich and I are also watching Tribes of Europa. I just finished the last episode. Oh man.
Yep.
I think
I'm halfway in. Mike sold me on it, but like dark subtitles, so like you got to pay attention. But it's nowhere near as like sophisticated and demanding as dark.
No,
you have to watch the screen.
It's like watching 100, sort of.
Doom Patrol, Dan. That's what Alex Kidwell told me to watch, was Doom Patrol.
That's a good show.
I just shifting gears. We have created our own secret hideout, as it were. I don't want to get the cart in front of the horse, but there's a couple of people who may or may not be in the room right now that have entered the secret hideout and are preparing for the next thing over here at DM Philly on Twitch. Our own superhero jaunt, perhaps, in a city like one that we might know and think of as familiar but very strange, a city of mist. And I'll just leave that there before I get too amped up. Anyway, I'm supposed to ask you guys how you're doing like 15 times. Is everybody good? You guys all feeling it? You excited?
Yeah, man. Doing good.
I had to say, on the theme of you rewatching one of the best things that, you feel has ever been made,
I think the best thing.
Don't hold back.
Maybe on TV.
I think it's the best
but
thing.
I've started my reread. It's been many, many years of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Oh yeah. This is brilliant.
I've been listening. I listened to it today and plowed through half of the book in one day. Obviously, The Hobbit. Very short.
Obviously, yeah.
But man, it's been such a long time, and it felt so nice just planting away in the greenhouse and listening to The Hobbit.
I definitely will never really compare television to books. Books win, right? But also, you've just set yourself up to be harangued thoroughly that you're reading The Hobbit, not The Wheel of Time. So
I'm rereading Lord of the Rings and then going into Wheel of Time. That is what I have decided.
It's acceptable. That's acceptable.
I do want to say, I did just start a book by Tom Holt, one of my favorite humorous fantasy authors, called The Good, the Bad, and the Smug. And one of the characters is this. The leader of the goblins is basically trying to, I'd say he's lawful evil verging on lawful neutral, but the entire goblin race is neutral evil / chaotic stupid, and he's trying to really majorly change things. He's maybe we ally with good and just get some stuff done. But it's he comes back from this conference and he's well, they're boss, the good news is that the humans and dwarves won't be trespassing in the mines anymore. He's why is that? Well, we kind of lost the mines to them, so technically they can't. And he's we were negotiating peace with them, and you attacked them. It's well, we told them that they could visit the mines. We just didn't tell them we wouldn't attack them once they got there. It's this whole thing, it's kind of it's kind of a modern economist twist on goblin tribes. It's been quite funny. So anyway, I just wanted to put that.
What
What's it
book
called
is this?
again?
Yeah, I want this title.
It's the good, the bad, and the smug.
And the smug. Okay. That's a strong transition, Kurt.
Yeah, to the goblins,
to
right?
goblins. Yes.
And goblin leaders who approach things a little bit differently.
From goblins to goblins.
Love it.
So I had to yell at these guys because they were all conspiring about their plan before we actually turned the
It was
stream on.
just
That's
Taylor.
not allowed.
It was just
It was
me.
just
Take
Taylor.
Take full
Yeah.
responsibility.
It was.
They all-
That's true. I was trying not to throw Taylor under the bus, but I guess you guys
No,
did that
fully.
for me.
No, I will take responsibility. 100%.
It's true.
Totally
It's true.
me.
We're not allowed to conspire off screen anymore. You guys have to do all your conspiracy, discussions
Of course.
publicly.
Man, what a
Yeah.
DM though, right? All the player characters are against me, right? They're all plotting against me. One player does something, and it's I got it.
I did it to protect the names of the not so innocent. I was trying to protect the name of the guilty on that one. So, to that end, the four of you, Angus Brighthorn, Ulrich Stormbeard, Crixus Copperstone, Eerie, Vandrin, Silverspark, along with your fifth small, less significant though not insignificant follower, Denon, the ground squirrel, which basically is an animal that looks like a chipmunk. I feel compelled to point out. Yes.
Don't forget Chuck.
Hey, I did totally forget Chuck.
Chuck.
But
Well,
there
Chuck
is
has
in
not
fact
actually appeared, I think, on the stream yet. Chuck is Angus's pet turtle, who's just kind of quiet there.
Yes.
We rescued
Angus,
him.
Angus is quietly carrying a turtle through all of this nightmare situation in his backpack, and we must wonder who has the worst fate, Angus or Chuck. But nonetheless,
Angus has clothes covered in crap. I'm going with Angus. But anyway,
Chuck's house is inside Angus's clothes, which are, as we've established, covered in crabs.
wait,
kinda
the
rough.
turtle inside an Angus, that can be taken real wrong quickly. But
Anyway, as last we left the four of you and your animal companions, you had surfaced from the tunnels leading out of Erkengard. You met a Galeb an ancient animated stone elemental given sentience, Nemi, who spoke with Crixus. You all consulted the map given to you by the druid elder of your village, Rogosh Eagle-Eye, and you pressed onwards towards Grand Mist Gorge. You were run down by warg riders, whom you overtook in a frantic melee at the hour of twilight on the sides of the Drakencaern Mountains. And after you killed their mounts, these vicious wargs, and took down 4 of the 5 of them, the 5th was captured and turned out to be a halfling named Lothar, a citizen of the Sapphire Dynasty. He was not from the Hill People, but from the Sapphire Dynasty. And thus, Crixus, using the magic of the gift given to him by Ursula, was able to leap through the air, jumping, chasing down Lothar. And after a short conversation with the belligerent halfling, Ulrich took matters into his own hands and drove a skinning knife into the poor fellow's chest. But Crixus, ever the compassionate young fellow, whispered a prayer to Rulda the Mirthful and restored his life. And so they left him tied up and alone in a pool of his own blood on the side of the mountains while they pressed onwards towards
to
Grand
freeze to
Gorge.
death. 'Cause that's so much more humane.
But they encountered a group of goblins, a hunting patrol that dropped down, rappelling off ropes from the cliffside, led by a leader, massive and hulking, brutish, not tall, but wide, strong, and powerful, built like a dwarf, with his twisted, warty skin and his thick, coarse black hair, his speech cleaner than the others, his mind clearly sharper. He had absolute control over this group. So he sent them back to retrieve the meat from these wargs that you guys cut down, and he escorted the rest of you to a squat tower in Grenmis Gorge, this sheer valley with a massive lake pooling at the bottom of it, an old, battered tower, not quite collapsed from the first age, where this tribe, the Grenmis tribe of goblins, lived. led by this massive Dairus. And so he invited you in to share fire and what food they had, after which he brought himself up to the second floor and locked himself into his chambers up there. And as we parted last week, Eerie Vandrin Silverspark sent her familiar Denon scurrying along the shadowed alcoves on the edge of the wall, wheedling his way up through a crack into the room above. And seeing through his eyes, Eerie witnessed this brute of a goblin, this chieftain and leader of this tribe, in fact, eating the leg of one of the other tribe goblins, while that fellow still lived in the corner, bound and gagged. A torturous scene indeed. And so as we pick back up tonight, Eerie's eyes closed, her form kind of comatose as she shifted her consciousness into that of Denon. She leans up against Ulrich, who sits next to her, leaning up against the wall of this tower. Crixus eyeing the place up, Angus with them. These three goblins in the center of this round room, the first floor of this squat, ancient, battered tower. A few food drying racks, noticeably bare of all but some few fish on them, a cauldron bubbling over on the open fire in the middle of the room, filled with some kind of root vegetables that these goblins have put in, and a battered wooden door leading to like the blustery winds of the mountain outside. The four of you find yourselves. And so Eerie, I think like as the camera takes in the scene in the room, we see Denon scurrying back down the stairs towards you. Is that correct?
Yeah, like as soon as she sees that scene, she like telepathically like tells him to come back, and she'll like come out and like, I mean, I don't know if Ulrich like is looking at her at all, like, but she kind of like jumps like back into like consciousness and like.
If you look over.
We have a problem.
I think Ulrich already said to the lady that we'd kill him in the morning.
He did. There was one sort of matriarchal, older goblin woman that revealed to you, when pressed a little bit, that Dairus killed the last chieftain and killed her brother and killed her father's brother and killed the brother of her son.
Yep.
So Ulrich said to her that if, keep us safe so we can rest, and we'll kill him in the morning.
She said, we'll do what we can.
I mean, just alert us if something happens, That's really what he was getting at. Not that she should, pick up weapons.
He's got a whole room dedicated to this. Freaking, pillars with, skulls on top of them, and the one that he took up there with him he's eating him alive. I wish I'd never seen that.
So I guess I would ask, Eerie, where are you with your magics? Is this something you could safely do tonight? Because I'd hate to see somebody get killed, but I don't want to be in that room. I don't want to be a piece of artwork on the wall.
I'm nearly, I only have used one set, so I pretty much have everything. So here's the question. So did I see any windows in the room?
So there were seemingly once windows on this place, but they seemed to have been filled up with stone and rubble. Whatever coverings were on them once long ago when this place was intact, having long been battered away. They're kind of filled up loosely. The whole second floor is kind of it's not crumbling in on itself. There still is a roof, but it's battered and broken, and so it's been kind of ramshackle repaired and is closed. The only way that you saw obviously in is through the trapdoor on the floor.
And how big was the room?
It's that's a great question. I think it's about like it's the same diameter as this room, right? It's just the higher floor of this tunnel. So it's about a 65-foot diameter, this whole tower.
Okay.
Well, that's a big tower.
65 feet. It's pretty big.
And-
yeah. You're in like this big kind of open air space, so the goblins are not that close to you, right?
Right. And he was like, where was his position in the room? Was he like in?
He was sitting at a table, literally like smack dab in the center of the room, and the goblin was chained to the wall back behind him.
Yeah,
you know?
great. Okay. Okay. So I like relayed that information, like. So, I mean,
Well,
we could. Do-
How does the staircase go in this? Is it like around the edge, like a circular staircase?
Yep, it's a circular staircase that's like traveling along the edge of the wall, right? And as it gets up to the second floor, there's just a vertical kind of hatch above,
So
right?
is it an enclosed stairwell, or is it like one side's open to the room?
No, the one side is open.
So
yeah,
like
the
a
whole thing is,
cantilevered
like, open.
stair, almost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that what you
Yes.
just said.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's just an exterior, like, circular staircase, that classic kind of tower staircase spiraling up along the wall. And it travels like, probably like 3/4 of the like.
But on the
circumference
inside,
around the
right?
edge of the tower.
On the inside too,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
On the
Yeah, yeah.
inside, yes, in the place where you are. Yeah.
Okay. Unless somebody has some magical means to quickly throw that door open, I would say we wait here for him to come down in the morning.
Well, what about the goblin that he has up there now?
Yeah.
Again,
I'm gonna be really honest. Like all of his limbs were cut off. Like.
Just his one leg.
Oh, I thought.
Like all
It's just
of them.
Okay, well then that's
what I thought.
better.
I might be breaking my own canon. I'm
I
pretty
thought
sure
it was just
it was
one
supposed to
leg.
just
I
be
thought
his
it
one
was
leg.
too.
Yeah, like he sent him up there. Like you watched this goblin walk up
Yes.
that stairs.
No, yeah. Sorry,
and
I'm
then, like,
picturing
he didn't have
a
time to cut
horrible-
all the
I'm not
limbs
gonna
off.
watch him
picturing
walk
a
back
worse
down.
scene than I.
I mean, you don't need to understate the horribleness of it. It's pretty horrible.
From the interaction that we saw between him and the hunting party, do we think that if Angus is here? So I'm thinking that if we wait till the morning, the hunting party might be back by then. And I don't know if there's people in that party that would take his side or not. I don't know if there's any allies. If there's any allies that are in the camp, they might be in that group.
I think he runs this place through fear, and I don't think that anybody is gonna be upset if he's gone. But they're gonna want a new leader, though.
Can I make an insight check to go back and think about that exchange that we initially had with them?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Barring that, I will ask the cook or the woman. She may know, but
Okay.
Insight.
Yeah, they're definitely like loyal soldiers that are gonna battle with him to the bitter end.
So we just take the opposite of that, and I think we find the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Angus will approach the. Was she speaking English or common? Not English.
She did. She spoke to you in common. Yes.
Commonish.
Commonish. Yeah. Commonish.
Are there any? I hate to disturb you in your washing of dishes, but are there any goblins in camp who would take his side were he to be attacked?
She's like very nervously like looks over. There's 3 goblins that are in here in the room with you. There's this old woman that's like sitting over by the fire stirring the pot, and the other 2 had been cutting up roots, but now they've like gone over and are kind of working in the side of the room on something. And she sort of peers over at them like, I don't think so, but they won't help you.
Even the ones.
They're all afraid.
Even the ones in the hunting party.
I doubt it. Most who are left are old enough to remember last chief. It was not like this before. They fear him.
I will report back, and we'll say, so it appears he would be, she does not think anyone would take his side.
Yeah.
Would not fight against him. Unless he did, like you said here, unless like, or Ulrich, unless like they just do so out of fear. But
Well, once you start winning, that goes away. Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
My only concern with busting through that room is him having some type of trap ready and us winding up his mounts on his wall.
I'm not really sure if we should go up in there, honestly. If there's a way that we could like lure him down, that might be better. Because he's got a whole setup.
I have an idea, everybody. How about I go up there, knock on the door, and ask if we can join him for dinner?
You know, Crick says, I don't really think that would work.
Well, let me try. Let's see what happens.
No.
What do you mean? I'm very good.
We haven't decided yet. Just wait one.
Is there a way to? Does anybody have
One
any
second.
magical means to bust that door open?
Oh, what
I
do we
mean,
need?
I could hit it with fire.
We could talk to him. We could say, "Oh, we smell something delicious. We want to join him in his feast." That's all. I'm sure we could persuade him.
No, we're not supposed to know
We could
about
smell
that.
it. I could smell it from here. Oh, come on, everybody. If we're going to do
No.
something, we might as well do something instead of. Seems
Well,
like.
we should do something more offensive than, or like,
Well, that.
we.
Why don't we? It's that offensive? I don't want to offend him at all. We just want to kill him. I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying.
might
So
think
let's
that's-
do
really don't feel
something
But
He might be
more
offended by that.
active rather than passive
well,
and asking
I think
nicely.
going into the room and tricking him into letting us into the room, and we close the door behind us. That's pretty clever, I think. Don't you think? I don't know. The DM just shaked his head. I don't know.
Yeah, let's
What's
go in
what?
the room and talk.
I don't know. Is
Absolutely.
Chris?
What?
Is Chris?
Kurt, I think Ulrich would ask Angus. You know, you were making the smells of
That's what I'm
pheromones. Could you
thinking.
make some type of smell or noise down here?
Oh yeah, I was looking at I was just going through my head the different effects that I could create. I'm just trying to think what here might help.
Oh, maybe you could do like a crying gnome baby. That might be like veal to him.
Oh my god.
All right.
What just
Come on.
happened?
Jeez. I mean, I could literally just hit
I was
the door
literally
with a
thinking-
firebolt or
I was
something.
literally thinking like the smell of like fresh goblin, like pure, not like goblin meat, because I don't think I could recreate goblin meat, cooked goblin meat.
You
but
got
like,
a good.
He
like
is
just
in the
like-
middle of eating a goblin right now. Like,
Well, how is he cooking it, or is it raw?
he's not. He's eating it. He is just.
Uh-huh.
He ripped the leg off and bit into it.
With
That's
two hands.
chewy.
That's Happy's eating it. Yeah.
Well,
It's pretty
actually,
Pretty aggressive.
Like we need to like attack if we're gonna get his attention.
actually, I kind of like Ulrich's idea about a baby goblin. I know you said gnome, but I think maybe just like a baby crying, like.
Don't think that's gonna do anything.
Well, what's it gonna? What harm's it gonna do?
Sure.
Okay.
I just want to hit the door with fire. I think that'll get his attention.
Yeah, but
I'm
I'm
my
worried
idea
he's gonna have
first.
some means to run out. I'm worried he's gonna have some means to escape, and we're just gonna have to leave this place, and he's gonna come back at a later date and slaughter them all for defying it.
I mean, I didn't see any other way out. Like everything is boarded up and like filled in with rocks and stuff.
Well, are
can
we
make
going
a
to
way
attack?
out.
Are we going to do this now?
I say we get ourselves into the room. I think that's trickery might work.
We should go in
Okay.
the room. I really don't think we should go in there.
I'm
really
casting
don't.
Cure Wounds twice on myself. Because if
Oh,
we're doing this, I can't do it in my current state. So,
okay. So Angus is going to cure himself a bit. There's 5. And 10, 15. Not bad.
Eerie is not like.
The only thing I have going for me is that
Little
I have hit points right now. I have nothing else I can swing. There'll be no action surges, no second wins. Just I'm spent.
All you really, I mean, like, you guys know this, but you could take a short rest. You could, like.
I thought about that.
I know.
That's an hour.
I know, but
okay.
I mean,
Could we like
casting right now?
I mean, we've been here for a minute, like sitting here resting, haven't we?
Yeah, but we need 60
For
more
a
of
while,
those.
yeah. Yep.
Well, what's to say that we did that? What's to say
right.
that we're taking a short rest? Let's get something down.
Well, because he might not be alive in an hour.
That's the question, right? That is the question.
That's
It's fine
why-
for you to take
that's
the
why
short
I've
rest.
Are any of us really living at this point? I mean, let's be honest. We're running, you know.
All right,
I'll
so-
put my
so
foot down.
let's-
I go up the stairs.
Ulrich says I want to rest.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to risk my life for other people and could possibly die doing it. Then I want to be in the best
Then for
position I
that
can
note-
to do it.
For that
Yeah.
note, Angus, retroactively, you can hang on to those cure wounds if you guys are going to take a rest. This wasn't cool.
No,
You
for
don't think
narrative
so?
continuity, I wasted
You
those
think
spell
you
slots.
burned them. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rolling some dice for sure.
Hey, Xanatos,
Um,
somebody may break out a motivational speech. That's all I know. Positive thinking is actually powerful.
Yeah, he's not feeling very motivational right now.
Okay.
He's gonna go up the stairs.
Then
This is before the short rest is over.
Yeah.
Before the short rest is over,
Yeah.
you go up the stairs. Okay.
Yeah.
then I'm gonna follow him.
Okay.
He's looking at the door.
I'm gonna follow him.
Crixus is like right behind you. You turn and like Crixus is coming up. You're looking at the door and it's a wooden hatch that's like kind of rough. It looks as though like it overlaps the floor above it, right? It's not like well manufactured and seated into a sill or anything like that. But it just looks like this, rough kind of wooden planks hammered together.
Can I see anything?
Make an investigation check because you're trying to like peer through the cracks and the
Trying to
gaps.
see. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can see. What's his face? Don't tell me.
Hey,
Davis.
Rich, can I passively hear anything as we're coming up the stairs?
Yes,
Putting my
you
finger-
can. Yes. Make an investigation check here for me, Angus. And Crixus, as you guys are up, like you're standing right behind Angus, who's kind of like peering carefully, trying to get like a view through the gaps in the wood. Crixus, you hear the sounds of like a muffled like crying, like groaning, and then I think you hear like the wet, sloppy sounds of somebody eating. Bones snapping.
Uh-oh.
And then you hear like the burning and popping and hissing of a fire.
I
wind.
whisper into Angus's ear. I think that he's enjoying the leg.
Meanwhile, Angus, you're like trying to get an angle, but man, it's a bitch. You've got these horns,
I know,
and you're
I
trying to like look like vertically through the space. It's really hard. You pretty much what you do see is directly like above the hatch. It looks like there's a couple of melons hanging from the ceiling. Nope, those are shriveled shrunken goblin heads hanging off of like ropes off the ceiling.
I sit.
Okay. So you sit down at the top of the stairs. Crixus, Angus sits down in front of you at the top of the hatch.
I look at Angus and shrug my shoulders. Is that it?
Well, we're not already.
Okay. And so you guys sit there for like another 20 minutes or so while Ulrich and Eerie like finish kind of cleaning themselves up, bandaging food, water.
Wait a minute. We're not all ready,
well,
but I thought the reason why we're here is to save the goblin with the one leg. You're confusing me,
Not everybody
Angus.
No, that's not why I came up the stairs. I came up the stairs to see if I could see the leader.
So you don't care anymore about saving the goblin with the one leg?
Don't put words in my mouth, Crixus.
I don't know what's going on. First you give me a guilt trip. Now I feel guilty. Now I'm trying to save
He
the
pushes
goblin
past
with one
Crixus. He
leg.
goes down the stairs.
All right, I'm gonna knock on the door. I'm gonna knock on the door. Just as it's not
All right.
I'm gonna knock on
So
the door.
Angus
We
pushes
need to
past
have a
Crixus
meeting
and
after
starts
this.
coming down the door. And Crixus is like, and I think you hear like the.
Did I get my short rest or not?
I don't think so. I think that they
God
interrupted
damn
you.
it.
I think they interrupted you. I'm
waited,
really sorry. I
20
don't
more
think
minutes
so.
left.
Oh, let me back up to hit points.
If I die,
You hear
If I
knocking
die.
at the door, Crixus. As you knock, you hear the like chewing stop, the groaning like persisting underneath. Then you hear the sounds of like, what?
I smell something really good and tasty in there. Do you mind if I join you in your feast?
Do I hear this? Do we hear this
yeah,
downstairs?
really.
I think so.
Like, can I start putting gear?
Yes,
Like,
I think you hear this, and I think
like
now
going,
you're frantic.
God damn it, Crixus. You
Yeah,
know, and
putting
Kiri
your
like
gloves
grabs her
on.
staff and like starts walking over.
And so I think that he's just like through the door, like, you smell my meal? You want to
Yes.
share?
Yes. Can I roll persuasion on that, man?
Yes, please.
Can I get advantage from like the door isn't open yet, right?
No, but I think like
Okay.
you guys are still grabbing all your shit together. 22.
Well, Yuri just needs to grab her staff.
Okay.
So she just wants to walk over, not even like go up the stairs, but just like so that she can if he
Okay.
opens the door, she can see into the room.
Well, so like they're curving stairs, right? So you got to go up a couple of them to like get
Okay,
the
just to
angle
see.
to kind of like see the hatch. You
Gotcha.
know what I mean? So
Gotcha.
you're like a little
Yeah.
ways up the stairs. Crixus is knocked, and I think you hear like, it's not what I was hoping for anyway. And there's like the sound of like metal, like clang, and you hear like shink as like a rod is like drawn out of a hasp. You've heard it many times before, right? And with that, Crixus, you step into the room, and you
Well, I
take
turn around and
Well,
say,
he
"Come
didn't
on,
say
Angus,
that he stepped
let's
into
get
the
something
room.
to eat."
Yeah.
Can I see into the room?
you're like trying to like peer up from where you are.
I'm
Oh,
trying to go up the
Jesus.
stairs if I have the option.
Where did Taylor go? Why does this happen every time? I thought I had these all like right, but I didn't. Oh, Taylor, you're so tiny. It's
You
hilarious.
know.
She missed these steps.
What?
Yeah, because I'm not on the same map.
Yeah. Your roll 20 view isn't our view, Rich.
I know
Oh,
it's
and
not.
my face went. Pew.
I'm just happy it's not me for once.
I really thought I had this all straight. Nope. Okay. Hang on. I'm a professional.
Hold my beer.
Okay. Okay. I know you guys aren't on here yet. I'm sorry. Here we go. Crixus, you like step into the room. You're like peering up the stairs. You see the hatch open, and you have this angle from the stairwell, Erie, that's like you're like looking up at like kind of the side of the ceiling. You could see some of the heads hanging. You see like this antlered like kind of elk mounted on the wall. You could see like the back of Crixus, his like silhouette in the hatch frame, right? And Crixus, as you kind of step into the room, this goblin is standing right in front of you. And he's just like, you partake of the flesh.
Who's do I see the other creature or?
Yeah, you
what's
see this goblin over here. He's got a burlap sack over his head. He's chained to the wall. This chipmunk is not there. He's like chained to the wall. He's got a burlap sack over his head, and one of his legs is definitively missing. And there's like this big raw haunch of meat on the table, with, like blood kind of spattered all around it. Yep.
I start moving in and I say, "Oh, it smells so nice. Look at these heads. Are those can you eat those?" I point up into the ceiling where the whatever those melons are or those skulls are.
He's
I'm like pointing up into the.
he looks up
into,
like, they're not of use to me.
they're not. Oh, can I see one? Can you pull one of them down? Oh wow, they look really interesting.
And I think he like tilts his head looking at you strangely, and he peers over back at the hatch like, your friends, are they like you? They will share flesh with us.
Well, I can tell you that the dwarf eats everything. Think he kills so far that I know. He's always pulling out his knife and is eating. That's definitely true. I think you know what he mentioned that he smelled. So I have a better nose than he does. But is there a pot cooking or a fire going or anything like that?
Yeah,
in this
there's
room?
a fire over in the side of the room. There's kind of wind gusting in. There's even little bits of like drifted snow kind of in here around where the windows were. But you see this big like fire burning over here.
Oh, well
and
then,
kind of...
okay, so then I make my way over there and I pull out the ladle and I go, ooh, wow, and I go,
We're all like following
smells
at this.
so
We're like,
good. I said,
Okay.
do you,
right?
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
No. I'm trying to like run with this. So he as you're like
Yeah.
drinking from the ladle, I think that he like is looking at you like, I've misjudged. I've not met anything like you before, but perhaps there is a place for you here. And he like reaches and grabs
what
the
I'm
haunch of
doing is-
meat. Yeah.
Rich, like really didn't per se drink it. I didn't say. I was just kind of like mimic, kind of looking at it and going like smacking my lips and enjoying myself and things like that. Essentially my goal is to distract him and keep him going.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Well,
I
we
said,
finished our
you
short
must-
rest.
It's too late.
20
for that.
minutes.
I said you must tell me some of your stories of how about Rogosh.
Rogosh was a fool.
Yes, I agree.
He says, he like reaches back behind him to the table and he picks up the big haunch of meat and like extends it out to you like, this is what you smell. That is my tea. I have a bad problem with my throat. The old one makes it for me. It's quite soothing. Here. Share with me.
Oh, you must give me a few minutes because I have to get my teeth. I have to grow my teeth right now. So,
He's just like,
and that's what
Grow
I actually start doing is I kind of sit down and I start sort of start my
Waiting for us to
transformation.
attack.
I start my transform. I'm sorry, what was that, John?
Waiting for us to attack.
no, he starts literally
I like
like
that.
transforming, right? Like your teeth are like extending, Crixus. Your face starts changing. Like,
Yeah. I start getting more.
Angus points out to Hulric that he has the buttons on his armor. The snaps are wrong, and he has to start over again. No, Hulric, let me help you.
So meanwhile, Ulrich, Angus, and Eerie, Crixus has like walked into the room, and Eerie seems like shot out of a cannon to get up the stairs. Angus and Ulrich, like, what are you guys doing?
If I'm in the room,
Well, I'm
I'm
saying, like,
attacking.
you guys all like come racing up the stairs together. I'm just
yeah, I'm
checking
gonna try
everything.
to enter slowly, but yeah, that
Yeah.
was
Okay,
As
so
soon
you
as
come.
Eerie sees like Crixus enter the room, she kind of like slows down and like sighs a little bit,
Okay,
and like then continues.
okay. So Angus, Ulrich, Angus, you're going with them.
Angus will guard the base of the stairs.
You're staying at the base of the stairs. Okay. So Eerie, you're like right behind Ulrich as he steps into the room. Angus, meanwhile, you're like standing on the stairwell down below. And the two of you step in. You see Crixus is sitting over by the fireplace at this point, and his
Do I?
mouth. What
I'm
do you?
sorry. I'm sorry. Go on.
Yeah. What are we seeing, Crixus? What happens through this transformation that we're watching?
My face becomes elongated and it becomes more draconic in appearance itself.
So
And the
it's-
snout, my face essentially extends like it becomes like a snout, like a dragon. so it extends, and my mouth opens up. My mouth starts like developing like long teeth, like very sharp, like draconic teeth.
Dyrus's eyes go wide. Dyrus, like the meat, like falls to his side. He's just holding this haunch, and he's like, "You're more like me than I thought. I knew you were different, but perhaps we might hunt together. I search for more of these." He like gestures over at the goblin chained to the wall. "I need strong ones, though, with powerful souls to fuel me for my final transformation." And with that, like, Ulrich and Eerie, you guys have stepped into the room, and you're like standing here, and you hear him like say this. He's like fixated on Crixus, holding this meat next to him. You know, what are you guys doing?
Is he like insanely fixated on Crixus?
He's looking at Crixus. Yeah, I'm saying he's like looking at Crixus. He's not really paying attention. He doesn't realize you guys are here yet.
Okay.
You want to hit him at the same time?
Hold on 1 second. Where the hell did my sheet go?
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm having issues.
That happens. I just logged us in here, and Taylor was like, "This."
Can I try an untrained stealth to stealth up to him and get behind him?
Always try stealth, but if your like goal is like you're moving in to attack, like sure, you can make a stealth check to just try to walk up to him. Sure. Go for it. Eerie, what are you doing?
Oh,
I just need to know what Eerie's doing, regardless of that roll.
I am holding Firebolt.
Okay, I'm just trying to like be very clear
door.
about like what's gonna happen. At the point that combat starts, we'll roll initiative. Probably he's surprised, but like when there's not gonna be like a free round. Okay.
And is like waiting for Ulrich to like get up to him.
Got it, Ulrich. You take like 2 steps, and your boot like drags across a stone, like, and I think we see him like turn over his shoulder, like.
Can I say something when he looks at me?
Sure. Yeah, he's about to talk to you.
All right, I'm just gonna say to him, be careful. Sometimes when he transforms like that, he can't control himself.
I know that feeling. Do you too share for the love of blood? He like gestures up with like the goblin's leg. He's like, "Your young friend has many secrets. Perhaps you all will stay here and hunt with me. We will find more of these weaklings and feast on their flesh while I search for powerful souls to fulfill me to my final transformation."
Wow.
Ulrich's you just see Ulrich like. Ulrich goes, "What about that one over there? Is that a powerful one?"
"No, he's a feeble weakling. I have eaten the best of them for 2 years past. I hunt for more, but if you have killed riders in the Legion, we can take the lot of these cowards out there and use them as bait. Perhaps we could trade them as slaves for better ones."
I can see why you're a leader. You're very insightful.
"These weaklings, they are cowards and fools. They bend to my will easily. Their last chief had a strong soul."
His turn to me. I'm gonna take a bite out of him.
Okay, so roll initiative. He like turns. He's like not looking at you, Crixus. His attention is focused on Ulrich, and you're gonna like jump forward to take a bite out of him. This is the point we all roll initiative. I'll give you guys surprise.
Okay. Oh my gosh. What?
I'm more concerned that you so freely give me surprise, but.
Well, I'm giving it to you. Like this was like you narratively positioned this well.
Oh my lord.
Oh my goodness. I am just wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
Angus, go for it as well while you're out there. I know you don't have a token. Hang on a second. How about this? I'll put you outside the tower.
Oh, Angus.
When the dice follow the narrative, I kind of love it.
Exactly.
So, Crixus. Let me double check myself. Yep, he's on there. Crixus, you're up.
I'll let you move me, Rich, because I was advancing towards him and we didn't discuss it. So wherever you envision me being,
I gave you 10 feet. I put you 15 feet now. I gave you 15 feet towards him.
All right, whatever you want, man. I'm just,
okay. Yep, Crixus, you have an attack. He is surprised.
Okay. So, it's going to be a bite attack. It's an altered self. That's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
So should I
Click
just roll?
all. Yeah, put
just roll-
alter self out here.
Sure. Give me 2 seconds.
Yep.
Um. Uh,
Surprise for those out here.
Surprise.
Supplies.
Supplies. That's not even good. Surprise rolls. What a shame.
Angus was surprised.
Also, Holrick, I think your initiative is 12.
So he can't move or take an action on the first turn of combat.
Oh yeah, I
he
clicked
can't
it
take
twice.
a reaction.
Sorry. I'm 12. Thank you, Taylor. I didn't realize I clicked it twice.
Crixus, your issue is you're looking for something for your bite attack?
no, I already did it. I altered self before.
No, I
That's-
know. I thought you meant like for having dice on the character sheet or whatever.
Do you want me to roll just like a regular 20?
Sure,
and we'll
go
just
for it. Yeah.
Add on everything from there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nom.
oh.
Oh, boy.
That's a miss, unfortunately. Here, I've added a bite attack for you.
Oh, thank you.
So you like are like you like leap towards him, your jaw like snapping shut as his head like whips over his shoulder like and he just like pulls enough out of the way that your teeth close like millimeters from him. You feel his like bristly black hair in your mouth, on your tongue. This like easy chair that's all like battered, beat up, kind of like shuffles out of the way as you crash into it. Crixus, that's your action on 7. You have movement and a bonus action.
I'm staying right there. I
Okay.
guess what I do is I'll pull out my shield now.
Okay, you like yank the shield out from behind your back, putting it in front of you. That's Crixus on 17. Holrick, you're up on 12.
All right. Holrick's going to move down and step up on the chair, and then two-handed over the top, jump off the chair, swinging at the demon.
Go for it.
If you're going to do it, may as well do it.
Love it.
That's
Yes!
a sick hit. That's Holrick's champion fighter coming in. I did not scream 20 because you rolled a 19, but that is a 19! It doesn't have the same for the ring. Anyway, roll massive damage as you leap off the chair, bringing
Heck
this
yeah, dude.
Damonite hammer cracking down onto him for
man.
12. Crack! And he's just like not ready for it, right? He's turned around looking at Crixus, and I think the head of the hammer like just collides with his collarbone, and he's like, Holrick, that's your action. Bonus action? I don't think you got anything.
I think that's all I got, man. I don't have anything on the bonus action. That's
Okay,
it.
with that, Eerie, you're up on 9.
Firebolt. 16.
16 does not hit.
Ooh.
Oh boy, people. Got a big
Does
AC. Okay, well
not
that's it.
Hit. You like, and he like his eyes now darting off of Holrick as you start like conjuring these words of power. The firebolt leaping off the end of your staff, and he's like, "Ah!" and like pulls down. It goes wide. You had to take a careful shot to not hit your friends. It's your action. You have movement. Angus is still downstairs and a bonus action.
I'm good,
Can
but
I
I will
scream
like.
for Angus?
I was gonna
Yell,
say, like, I
"Angus!"
shout down the stairs and be like,
Awesome.
Angus, action, action.
Oops, I went too fast. On 6, it goes. And it's just like,
I thought it was a surprise round.
it is. You're right. Thank you. So it does not go. Angus, you're up on 5.
Angus slowly walks up the stairs. He's just trying not to scrape his horns against
I
like
know.
it's, like I'm just trying to figure out how he's gonna actually like. Does he have to like get on all fours to actually like get like through?
No. As you get to that spot, though, you do have to like bend your head down a little bit, and it's kind of awkward. It's one of these like twisting, you know what I mean? And you navigate your horns. You've spent a lifetime walking through tunnels, so you're in good shape, you know.
This isn't the tunnel.
True.
How much movement will it take for him to get into the top of the tower?
I think 30 feet. It's like your whole movement to get up to the top floor. And now you're like standing, like, you know, at the top step, your legs kind of still down through the hatch, looking over Erie. And you see, you know, Ulrich, like this chair, like toppled over behind him. This goblin pinched in between he and Crixus, who's holding a shield. Crixus is kind of scary looking. He's got a dragon maw.
He's going to cast Bane on the goblin. He gets to make a charisma saving throw.
Charisma, you say?
15.
Oops, I have him set to whisper, but he did in fact roll a 17 on his charisma saving throw.
Wow.
You like cast your bane at him, and he like shirks it off with ease. That's your movement. That's your action. Bonus action, Angus.
Nope.
Crixus, you're up on 17.
Rich, I just want to let you know the bite it does more than +4. It does +5.
How come?
Because it's a +1. It's magical, unless that doesn't work that way. There's a +1. The natural weapons. Does a +1.
Yeah, cool. Finally,
So-
you have the natural weapon as magical. You have +1 to attack and damage rolls. No, you're correct. So, in fact, it gets +1 to both attack and damage rolls. That should
Just
reflect
wanted to
it
make sure
correctly.
that was
Nope.
totally cool.
Yeah,
All right.
please, man.
So I'm
always.
gonna take a. What was his? Is he wearing any armor? This guy?
I put your bite all the way up at the top for you now, Mike. It's the first thing on your list.
AC 16 didn't hit him, so I'm hoping he's wearing armor.
Got something.
He's
Oh,
not
wow.
wearing. He's not wearing a stitch of armor, you guys.
Oh, so
All
okay.
right, so I
well,
take
that
a-
answers that question.
What's the answer, Taylor?
Barbarian. Maybe? Question mark?
I don't know.
514 I don't know. I don't know how those work.
Crixus,
I
that
know.
was your
I think
action.
we're past the
Or,
point of asking.
Crixus, it is your turn. What are you doing, Crixus?
I took a bite out of him. I rolled.
Oh, I'm
No.
sorry. 26 as you are flanking with your boy Ulrich. 26 hits. Your mouth like closes on his shoulder. The one that Ulrich just blasted with the Warhammer. Go ahead and roll damage.
8 points of damage.
That's erupting earth. That's not actually your bite
Oh.
damage, isn't it?
I just clicked on bite, and that's what happened.
Does that just mean he
So-
threw up everywhere?
Crixus has exploding earth
Oh.
bite. You have to do it just like a normal attack, like under the 15 and the 26 in the chat, you know.
No, I
That's what he
did.
did.
I clicked on the bite, and that's what happened. So I don't know. That's what I don't know why that did that when I clicked on bite.
That's really strange. Then go ahead, just roll 1d6 +4 +5.
All right, hold on 1 second.
Now on that's going to be
Yes.
11
Nice.
damage.
It is very weird, isn't it? How odd. Okay, I fixed it. 11 points of damage. Your enchanted dragon teeth like rip into the flesh, and at this point he screams in like actual pain. Like Ulrich he like growled at, but like as you bite him he's like, "What are you?" Blood like spilling out of his shoulder, and it's like this black, dark, like viscous liquid. Crixus, that's your action. You have movement and a bonus action.
I'm chilling like Dylan right now.
Got it. Ulrich, you're up on 12.
All right, another swing.
Bada, bada.
Come on. 17?
17 hits.
Nice.
Okay.
For 5, second attack.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
No problem.
Wrong thing.
It's like we forgot how to D&D.
I know.
Yeah, it's been a second.
21 Hits. That's 24. You're flanking. Hits.
Nice.
Nice. I forgot to take my second attack last round. I leveled up. But it is what it is. You screw up, you move on.
This is how we learn. That's what I've been telling
That's
all
life.
of you folks. So, you wail him. Crack! Crack! The second one, like, hitting hard. You're realizing, Ulrich, like, he's taking the hits from this hammer much, like, less punishingly than you've ever, like, seen most of your foes that you battle. It's like it's not affecting him as dramatically as you want. Ulrich, that was your turn on 12. No bonus action. Eerie, you're up on 9.
I guess I'm just gonna try firebolt him again.
Okay.
I don't want to do anything too crazy because my friends are surrounding him.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know.
That's what I'm saying.
22 hits.
See.
Whoa,
For
baby!
18 points of fire damage as you like blast him with this fire.
Damn.
We
You see
need
it,
that.
like, roll over him, and you realize, Eerie, that it's not burning him as well as it should be, and you're kind of like, what the like, yeah.
Yep.
Eerie, that was your turn on 9. You have movement.
Staying right where I am.
Okay, he goes. He just like steps back a little bit, not leaving the range of either of you guys. And he's just like, you are fools. Now, it's my turn. And he proceeds to start like surging, his body like twisting and heaving around him. And here, let me do it this way.
He's a were-goblin.
Oh, wow.
Normally he's a halfling, but he turns into a goblin.
Oh,
Oh,
my
nice.
god!
That thing's awesome.
No!
Holy crap.
No.
He like quadruples in
He's so cute.
size. Okay. And
It's so
he
cute.
proceeds to like swell up into like this massive hulking monstrosity bigger than like Crixus and Ulrich put together of
Wow.
like this four-legged kind of wolfish like and then let me double check myself
Transforms and attacks? Yikes.
So good.
I think I look at Crixus and go, I don't think he could fit down the stairs at this point. Should we go down the stairs?
Yeah, I know.
Hurry, back down the
That's a good idea.
stairs.
That's really smart. That's very clever. Maybe we should do that. I like that. Retreat! Yeah.
Retreat! Oh,
Okay.
great.
He proceeds to like turn and look at you, Ulrich, and he's like, you should take your friends and leave this place. Run far from here. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Whoa.
His spell DC is actually higher than 12. That's not correct. 14. Let me double check. Oh no. Okay. You're good. You're good. His spell DC is 14.
I'll take it.
Wow.
That
This
sucked.
is
That
one tough
upset
amount
him.
we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, you're not kidding. It is. That sucked. That did not work. And I think that a lot of you like hear this voice in your minds, like, none of you will bring me closer to my transformation, but I will eat each of you while the rest live and watch. Flee, flee now. Angus, you're up on 5. He's like speaking telepathically to you all now at this point.
Oh, that's comforting.
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. Oh my
Did
god.
Ulrich say to Crixus, let's retreat?
No.
Yeah.
Thank God. I'm just thrilled I don't have an action surge or a second wind.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
really
really,
happy
that
at
was,
this
yeah.
Hey,
Mhm.
I
Can I go here to flank?
can you? Yeah, I think you can. Yep.
Sure. Okay. I go back against the wall, take out my short sword of quickness, and attack.
Go for it.
Yes.
25.
Oh, hits.
For
The
8
short
piercing.
sword like slices into it, and he's like, "Ah!"
And for my bonus action, I will attack again
Yeah.
for 9 piercing.
Whoa.
Wow.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
Angus like flashing with the short sword, like slicing and slashing at this thing as he's like, "Ah!" He's like screaming in like pain. He does not like this, and he's like, dwarf steel. Angus, that's your action. That's your bonus action. Crixus, you're on 17.
I have a question for you.
Sure. What is that question?
I did pull out my shield, and I was thinking about using the ability of breath weapon, but I wasn't sure. I would assume it's acid?
Your breath weapon? Or wait, the actual spell breath weapon off of the shield?
Correct.
Well,
I don't have-
it literally will cast the spell Dragon's Breath. Is that what you mean? Not breath weapon. That's where you're throwing me off. I'm like,
I'm reading the item itself, and it says breath weapon. Maybe I read it wrong. I'm sorry. It said Dragon's Breath, correct. So that's
right.
okay.
So
Look up
you
there.
get to choose is the idea, Mike. Here, I'll put it on your sheet real quickly. Give me 2 seconds. Geez,
Cool.
you'd think we would have done this stuff.
Well,
It's all about the improv.
I know. I'm pretty much that good.
Yeah.
Oops.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm
I kind of
just
figured if we're dealing
Who's
with
worried? Nobody.
I'm just being obnoxious. There's breath weapon. So you touch a willing creature, bonus action spell. You imbue it with the power to spew magical energy. Choose.
it would be acid.
Sure.
Acid, cold,
Hit
fire, lightning, or
somebody?
poison.
Sure. You go for acid.
Now, can I move myself in such a way where I could reach him, like right here, and that wouldn't be so bad?
He'll take an attack of opportunity if you step out of range like that. But
Can I still hit him? Well, then with the breath weapon, could I aim it where I can hit him but not Angus? Or I don't know that.
15-foot cone. So let's take a look here.
I think I could aim. I mean, I don't know. It's up to what you think.
The idea
I
here is
think you would
will hit Angus. You won't
you would
hit
need to
Eerie.
be like here to not hit anybody but him.
But you can do that. You can rotate around him, right? If you like shove
Yeah.
past Ulrich and get in between him and Eerie, you could blow it out the other side and get him. Does that make sense, Mike?
All right, so I'll take an attack of opportunity and do
No,
that.
no.
You don't even have to.
5
You
o'clock-
just if you get
5
like
o'clock to 9 o'clock. And you
Oh,
don't
okay.
You can move through the occupied space.
yeah, we just see you like step behind Ulrich, like bumping into the table, right? The table's like, and like the pitcher falls over, ale spilling off the side. It's really like shit ale. They make it out of goblins and mushrooms. And then you like step around shoulder to shoulder with Ulrich and spew this breath at him. So he's got a deck save, right?
Yes. I
Got
guess
it.
I should roll. I guess it's.
Yep. It should be right at the last spell
Yep.
on your. Yep. You got it.
Oh well.
Nice.
Of course. Of course.
Nonetheless,
Get him out of your system now. It's good.
Crixus, you blast
half
him with
damage.
acid, and he makes his saving throw, which means he
Take-
takes half damage. But you realize
Yeah.
the acid is not burning him. He appears immune to acid entirely, and you're like, "What is this monstrosity?" Like, by the
Whoa.
grace of Father, this thing is horrific. He eats your acid breath, and like he's like, "Oh, perhaps you will help me ascend after all." Crixus, that's your bonus action. That's your action. You still have some more movement.
I guess I'm gonna move. Can I move back? I guess.
Yeah, now, I mean, I'm just saying, he'll take an attack of opportunity if you step out of range.
You can
But-
move back, taking the same path you took to get there, and you'll be fine.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I
I'm
was
sorry. You
basically
could do
saying.
that. Yeah.
Sure. Oh wow.
Ulrich, you're up on 12.
All right.
Crix just
Ulrich-
pushes past you, and now it's your turn.
Yeah. Ulrich throws his warhammer down on the table and goes to his belt and snatches off the hand axe of throwing
Oh, wow.
and cleaves at him just with it in his hand. He doesn't throw it.
Yeah, we just see you like toss the hammer backwards as you're like, shoot, the axe comes up like, chop, and it buries itself into the flesh of this thing for
First
10
one for
points
10.
of damage.
Nice.
Second attack.
Second attack.
That's a
Oh,
miss. He's just like, he like comes at you with his mouth like snapping and slashing at you, and you have to like yank your arm at the last second to not lose your hand, right? Ulrich, that's you on 12 movement, anything like that?
I think we're staying put.
Eerie, you're up on 9. You've noted this thing seems resistant to fire. It's like completely ignored the acid that Crix has just spewed all over it. There's acid like pouring off of its body, melting the stone, and it's just like shaking it off like this big nightmare dog. It's your turn on 9. What would you like to do?
Resistance isn't immunity.
I know.
It's futile anyway.
I know.
Whoa.
Oh,
Hello.
Sorry.
Ding.
Sorry about that.
Is that for me or no?
Yeah.
Just checking.
15. That's gonna. Ba, ba, ba. I'm going to cast. I'm gonna catch Witch Bolt.
Witch bolt.
And
You going for the electricity, the lightning damage?
I will make it radiant damage.
Oh my god, can you do that?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I can substitute that damage. Yeah.
So we see Eerie
Yeah.
like spin her little like copper bound staff there, right? The like ring suddenly like glowing as this arc of energy leaps off the top, and rather than the familiar like bluish yellow electricity that you've seen her cast so many times before from this staff, it's this like white hot radiant glowing fire. 21 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Higher level cast for 6.
Pitiful.
Imagine how bad you would feel if it were only 3, though. So it like this tether of radiant fire connecting the top of your staff to it. This feels like very much like a Harry Potter battle. Like this is very Gandalf.
It does exactly what Witch Bolt
Dumbledore.
is. I'm just holding it there.
You're very Dumbledoring right now. Like, this like liquid like beam of energy like launching off onto this wolf thing, and it's like it's like looking at you for the first time, Eerie. You know what I mean? like it does not like.
First time.
Fair enough.
That's your turn.
And I also like to think that like the radiant is like it's almost like a little bit like brassy colored, like a little bit golden
Okay.
for like, you know, flavor. But yeah. That's it. That's it.
It's up on 6. And it's just like its eyes are everywhere, and you hear its voice echo through your minds like, you are all fools. I will hunt you until each one of you falls beneath my jaws. And then it casts Dimension Door. This like silvery portal appears next to it,
What?
and it hurls itself through,
Oh.
vanishing out of the room.
Biscuit.
Close the hatch. Close the hatch.
And so, with that,
Actually, you can't come through.
Eerie, make an Arcana check.
What is
I don't
this?
have counter spell yet. Dang it. Oh yeah. Natural 20.
You know exactly what that dimension door was. I think it's in the metallurgist spellbook as a matter of point, but you know like precisely what he just did, and you realize that it did not like cast it through the conventional means that you would, that this clearly like just manifested this ability, right? And that that it's like somewhere within 500 feet, which probably means like it's outside the tower, and like so you guys have this moment, right? What happens?
It's within 500 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw like stuff that it was wearing though, didn't I?
I mean, yeah, sort of, but it transformed into a big dog thing, so it's like hard for you to parse it. Yeah, but yes, you saw its clothes. Yeah.
So I like look at everybody. I'm like, I know what it just did, and it's not close, but I could find it probably.
Okay.
Are we gonna chase?
Let's
try
finish
to chase
this.
it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna. It's a long shot, but I'm gonna try and cast locate object.
Okay. Sick.
And apparel, jewelry, anything that it was wearing. See if I can spot it.
What do we think here? Yeah, okay, go for it. I'll give it to you. It was wearing like a necklace of like bones that I actually noted last time, and you remember it vividly. So you're gonna describe this necklace of like bones that it was wearing, realizing now that they clearly were like the bones of goblins. It's 1,000 feet. It's not 1,000 feet. It's right now, like as you're casting this, 540 feet away from you to the south, like over the kind of causeway and the stairs that led up to the tower. It's clearly like moving away from the tower towards the lake. So do you guys like break into a run after it? What happens?
Yeah, are we like
we can
Erie
try.
says, I got it. Like I found him. I know where he is.
Let's try.
I've got 10 minutes.
Okay. And so I think
What time is it, Rich? Like morning, noon, night. Looking for light assessment.
I think that it's like nearing the dawn, because you guys had like you found them after your fight with the riders. You messed around up on the hills with Lothar. You then like talked for a while and had to hike back, which was a few hours, and then you almost spent an hour here, but not quite, more like 43 minutes. And so I think it's like approaching the dawn. Okay, hold on one second. Bear with me here. Right.
We're going full just chasing this thing, just really gonna give it our best shot. I love it.
Best shot.
This is a pretty clutch rundown of the Dimension Door escape, though, I'll say that much.
Ridiculous. Man, I need to spend 6 hours and get Counterspell real bad. That's top priority.
Okay, so the lot of you come like barreling down the stairs, right? You're like Eerie, like that way, and the goblins downstairs are all the three of them that were here have been joined by the two guards that were out front, 5 altogether now, and they're standing in like this terrified little cluster over, like they have the fire between them and like the foot of the stairs as you come running down. And I think that the old woman, she's like holding the ladle. The two who are like cutting vegetables like have their knives like clutched in their hands, the ones that were outside like at the door, the guards are like holding these spears that are like just shaking, and the old woman's like, did you
Not yet, we're taking care of it. We'll be back.
And one of them is like, it lives, we will all die, surely it will kill them, we will all die, we should flee now. And it's like the other one's just like, we are already doomed. And it just sits down on the floor and starts like ladling soup out as the 4 of you like racing towards the door. Angus throws the door open, and you see now there's kind of this causeway leading down from the tower of Grenmis, right out here in Grenmis Gorge. You can see the like first signs of dawn, I think. the water like beginning to reflect off the pool of lake, right? This is the art from Raphael Lubka that we were using. It's really awesome. I love this tower, right? But you come running over like the causeway there, and you're racing like across this kind of flat ground from the area that they came. And I think that what's everybody's passive perceptions? Crixus, yours is sick.
18.
10.
12.
Low. 13.
Higher than mine. It's higher. You're second. You're in second, Angus.
Okay. You guys are like racing down here. How long does locate object last?
10 minutes.
Okay. So you're like racing out now onto this like a kind of like snow covered escarpment towards here. And as you're kind of like approaching this cluster of trees, none of you like see or hear anything, but Eerie, you like sense that the object is like right here. Let me double check. Do you have to concentrate to like see, or you just know? You just know, right? Right.
Yeah, I sense the direction of the object.
Yep, you feel yourself getting closer, like the bracelet or whatever, the necklace rather, is like right in here in this cluster of trees. And as you guys are running up, you don't like see anything there. Yep.
Oh,
I like tell everybody.
hang on. I am going to
Oh,
I'm reading a spell really quickly. Sorry.
No problem.
Never mind. Sorry.
Okay, you guys hear from like behind you up towards the. You guys hear from behind you up towards the tower. You fools! And you like turn, like wheeling, looking back over your shoulder. I need you guys all to roll initiative.
Yay!
Oh man, you guys. Oh, great. Yeah, waste the
Wow.
20. Waste the
Wow.
20. Waste
Sorry,
it.
Wait, hold on a second. There we go.
Well, I'm glad I didn't do what I was thinking about doing.
Okay.
That was a great stream there, by the way.
Ooh.
Oh.
My sheet is not opening up in roll 20. There we go.
Did that work?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Rich.
No problem.
I'm clicking on the sheet and it's not open. I can't do much more.
I got them pop-ups for days. That's 4 of you guys. Descending order. Okay. You guys like wheel back as you hear his voice coming from like behind you. And with that, it bursts out of the trees in front of you and proceeds to just like leap at you guys here.
Oh, I wish I had done what I was going to do.
I bet you do. And it tries to bite Eerie.
No, please.
It hates spellcasters. It does not like you. 9 misses. That's the surprise round. Ulrich, Crixus. You guys burn your action. Yes.
Your rolls are still hidden, Rich.
I know. I just turned them back on. Eerie, you're up.
All right. All right. Can I put a fireball in like above him so that way he gets hit?
The real move is like, yes, but you go out further. You know what I'm saying?
That's
if you center it out here, then it'll like roll back in and
that's
like
what I'm saying.
be at the edge of him, right?
Yeah.
For sure. So you're going to cast Fireball?
I'm going to cast fireball.
Okay, he casts Counterspell. No, I'm just kidding. He can't do that. He can't do that. Yeah.
Can you change the energy signature of that or the fireball?
Yeah, because fire didn't do much.
Yes. Yes.
To like
I can.
radiant?
I can.
He
change
casts
it.
no, says Thanatos. No.
I can. I absolutely can. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do that again. Is like
Awesome.
make it radiant damage. So yeah, Eerie she puts her hands together and like rubs them and like this little ball appears and she like throws it up and then hits it with her staff and it like flies in the air and then just explodes.
And what does this like radiant fireball look like?
I mean, it's a giant explosion of like golden bright light.
Okay, I
Are
think
we all
all
blind?
of you're not literally blinded, but we do see the moment as all of you are like, son of a, you do have to like blink it off. All the heads like wheel back. It like screams, go ahead. Oh, you did it. It's going to make its deck save. 20.
Yeah,
So
I mean it was going to, but
That's okay. Listen, all counts. We can't all do 142 points of damage in one run. It takes 15 points of radiant damage, and it howls like, "Ah!" It's like terrible pain, fear, eerie. That was your action. You have movement and a bonus action?
gosh, I don't know if I can.
It's very actively like looking to kill you.
Yep.
So that's a you call. I just
I
want to
know.
make sure I'm like, I just want to make sure I'm like delivering that.
I
Like,
don't know.
it
If
realizes
hits
how
me-
dangerous you are. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know. It's either gonna hit me while I'm standing here, or it's gonna hit me while I run away from it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Maybe.
I think I'm going to try and move away from it and get like behind the group.
Okay.
Lucky.
And it misses. Eerie, you like stumbling backwards, right? You
Nice.
blast this fireball off. You've never actually cast this magic before, have you?
No, this is the first time.
And you're just like almost like shocked and amazed by the force of your own power, right? The like hair on the thing blasts forward. It like screams in pain, and as you're like doubling back, it's like kind of blinded from the light. Its jaw like snapping shut as it tries to get a piece of you, but you're just able to like back shuffle away from it. Angus, you're up on 22.
Angus moves to flank.
Yes. Beat me to it.
Wow. Angus like darts in between Crixus and Hulric, like racing around the edge of it. The sword of Nalus, the smith, glimmering in his hand. Go for it.
Come on, roll 20. You can do it.
Also, Rich, just like Eerie would have moved me like a little bit more, like a little bit off the map.
I got you. Yeah. But we're in
It's like-
this
it's
weird
like-
spot. I'm
PC
actually like
18.
very badly oriented on the Twitch. I didn't realize. What a bitch. I can't get in tight enough. Hits. AC 18 hits.
Nice.
6 piercing.
Just move it all, man. You can move it over. Nice.
And this is coming from Angus. This isn't just a flank. This is flank stake.
Flank stake.
Oh.
24 hits.
Wow.
Yeah.
For another 10 points of damage. Got it. Angus's sword like flashing stabs like twice into the like haunches of the back of this thing, and it's like wheeling over its shoulder, and you guys just hear this voice booming through all of your heads like, "You fools! This doesn't need to happen this way. Join me, we can all rule together." Angus, that was your action. Bonus action. Anything else?
Yeah, because our big dream is to rule goblin like family.
Work with what you got.
I'm good.
Nice try.
You like the gold? Take the gold. I have gold for you. So much. It is. Oh gosh, I don't think it really. Yep, it's gonna do this. It proceeds to like reach out at Hulric and like swipes at him. Hulric, I need for you.
Oh boy.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
What?
What?
What is going on with this creature?
Ulrich, do you weigh over 500 pounds?
Actually, this is yeah, I know this is stupid. It probably should have done this to Angus, but it doesn't matter. It's panicked.
Constitution saving throw.
Uh-huh.
Got it.
Oh,
Ulrich, you levitate up into the air. You are floating in the air, suspended 20 feet above it, like, oh, what the fuck? You're like, legs pumping underneath you. You're just like, you've been levitated. That's its action, floating Ulrich, and then it proceeds to try to run. Angus, you can make an attack of opportunity against it.
I can't find. Okay. Nope.
Oh. Oh well.
It runs. It like bolts from you guys. Ulrich, you are up. You're levitating in the air, 20 feet off the ground. Like, what the fuck?
I guess the question I would have is, he effectively moved out of my range. Do I get to attack him?
What do you mean, for an opportunity attack?
I mean, he did technically move. He increased the distance between the two of us, as in the same as fleeing.
No.
No, because
That's
I didn't even take the opportunity attack on you when I levitated you. Like, I could have, but I'm not trying to be, like, too punitive. But, like, nah, dude, he did that so he doesn't have to fuck with you anymore, you know? He's like, be gone, man.
Be
You know?
gone.
So you're, like, floating in the air, you know?
There is a rule in play where it's like the person has to be moving on their own volition. So like if you get knocked
Knocked
out of melee, people don't get attacked.
I got you.
Yep.
So, how far away did he move?
He's 60 feet, and you're 20 feet up in the air, but whatever. He's 60 feet away from you. We don't do trigonometry in 5th edition.
Can I get one throw? Can I get my hand axe? I don't know what the range is on the hand axe throwing.
I think it's 2060, yep.
All right. So we'll try it. Throw the hand axe.
2060, yep. Miss. Tunk. The hand axe like clatters up off the stone.
I'll recall it and try it again.
Okay, go for it.
Nice.
Go ahead, roll damage. Roll damage.
You like float back a little bit after you throw it.
Bring him to it.
Twice as far.
110 points of damage. Exactly what he had. And with that, Ulrich, you fall.
I cast Featherfall.
Do you?
Reaction.
Okay. And so rather than taking 10 points of bludgeoning damage, you're like, whoo, you fall like just a few feet before you feel yourself like whoo, caught by the lightness of a feather, like drifting slowly to the ground, right? Your feet contact the earth. And at this point over here, this thing is on the ground like... Its form is like twisting and shifting, this like canine face becoming this like massive goblin head, and then like twisting back into the dogs, and like the arms like shrinking down into like these little green goblin stubs and trying to grow back out, the hair like receding and growing again, and like as it thrashes and groans, finally it like ceases moving in this like macabre half shifted monstrosity of like a goblin and a giant nightmare wolf. It lays dead at the top of the steps on this like causeway in Grenmus Gorge. And I think that as you guys are kind of all like standing here, the sun is just cresting the sky in the east, and it looks like it's going to like be a lovely day here in the Drakencaern Mountains, as it were. A beautiful day, like this glowing like reds mixing in with the blue of the sky. You guys have barely seen mornings in all of your time out here. And the water like reflecting the glow of the sun off the base of it. The thing lies dead.
I would ask my companions, with all the things it can do you think this is one of those creatures that can come alive again?
Angus isn't just assuming that it's dead. Angus is going over there and poking at it repeatedly with his sword.
So we see Angus like stride over towards it, like.
Yeah.
And does Eerie know anything about what this creature could possibly be?
Make an Arcana check.
21.
Eerie was learned much from Ursula, so much that it's like a near impossibility to recall all of it because she was such a font of knowledge. But what you do know is there are stories you've heard of like shapeshifters of all types, those infected with lycanthropy. It's a dangerous disease in the world that you know about, but there are legends of a handful of these creatures that were brought during the second arrival. Many of them brought specifically by the armies of the Red Dragon, Belfurion. And they're called Bargists. And they apparently bring with them some like evil, unholy taint from the old world. They're connected to some place beyond. But as you're like putting all the pieces together in this moment, like the resistance to all the magics, the way it was like shirking off the blows of Ulrich's hammer, its spells, its ability to like kind of hide from you and conceal itself, the levitation, the dimension door, you're like, yep, these things were called Bargists, and apparently it wanted to like consume a bunch of goblin souls for whatever reason.
Goblins don't have souls, stupid Bargains.
Brutal.
They're like redheads. Sorry.
Okay, well, so I wouldn't know whether or not it could come back or not, specifically.
I mean, you do know a bunch of other things about specifically like the mountains of Erkengard, and there being like issues with things coming back up here.
I do know that.
That's not Bargus related per se.
Yeah.
Should we burn it just to be safe?
Ooh, yes.
Yes. We 100% should do that.
Okay. How do you guys go about that?
Well,
I cast fireball.
I have an axe, and we have all these trees here.
Oh.
Or do you mean cook it?
No.
Not at all.
I cast Sacred Flame on it. I just keep on Sacred Flame on it.
Yeah, I'll just like help and firebolt it.
Do you guys just sit here like blasting it with rays of sacred fire and firebolts?
I would like try and firebolt it to like light it on fire. You know what I mean?
I just look at Angus.
Yeah, I think that
Angus seems like he's obsessed with. He's very preoccupied with remembering what this smells like.
Oh my gosh.
Not to make this like more difficult than it needs to be or whatever, but I think this is one of these situations that I probably know too much about in real life. But like, you can't just get this big mass of like flesh and fur to burn by itself with firebolts. You know what I mean? Like, you need fuel. There needs
Well,
to
not
be
in
like
this one,
I
Jim.
cut
the whole
We
thing.
need
I
some-
cut
yeah,
the limbs
okay.
off the
we
tree.
need some sticks.
So you have
Sure,
knowledge
there's
of
some
magical
woods.
fire, Rich?
Yes, I
Okay.
do. I live and
Listen.
die by the magical fire.
I have experience with bonfires, so I'm gonna cut all the branches off a tree and then
Yeah.
cut the tree and stack it. And
Okay. So you're like cutting branches and like you're like grabbing
Yeah,
bundles,
grabbing,
bringing
like,
them over,
sticks.
piling them around. Crix is like burning it with the holy fire. You know, Angus is stabbing still. Like, hurry up! You know, I don't know if I can keep this
The
up.
remaining goblins look very concerned.
Yeah,
They
I
did
think.
this? How did they do this? Look
I
at
think
these
as you
idiots.
guys like look up towards the tower, you see the cluster of like the 6 goblins or the 5 goblins kind of peering down, like clustered around the front door, watching as like you pile up all this wood around it. And Eerie, now you start like pumping fire bolts into it, and it starts to catch and burn. This fire burning around it.
Angus is going to take out his war horn, and he is going to do something that's kind of like universally known and symbolic of victory.
That was really good, Taylor.
Well, he has to learn to do that.
Oh my god. I made myself laugh.
Oh, that was awesome. Oh, yeah. I can't do it. Yeah, he will like something that's like more in a major key than a minor key.
Yep. Got it.
With the goal of signaling to the goblins that all is good.
Okay. And so I think as like the wood and the sticks start to like catch burning, the like snapping and popping and like cackling as the fire like builds up around it. Suddenly this wicked black smoke is like rolling out of it, and you see this like it starts like really roaring, and then it all kind of collapses, falling in on itself, as though like once you got the body to like a certain temperature, it like just like evaporated or something. It's a very like strange thing, and as you're kind of peering around, you realize like the mass of this creature's body is like gone from within the pyre, as it were.
Wow.
And I think as you're watching the last of it burn and you glance back towards the goblins, you look up and you see coming down the path on the far side of the river the cluster of like the other goblins that were sent out to like retrieve all these supplies. And they have these heavy packs on them, and Keensight Crixus, there's 7 of them and only 6 left, and the 7th one is definitely like tied and following them with this rope. Like the last one in the line is like holding this rope
Is that
to like
Lothar?
like you peer a little bit, like, you know that cherub-faced murderer anywhere. That's definitely Lothar. That's 100% Lothar.
Oh God.
See, Ulrich, we didn't leave him out to get frozen in the cold. It worked out.
We weren't that
So
lucky.
let's leave now.
He's not coming with us.
No, he's
Goblins
not
can
coming
deal
with
with him.
us.
So
Yeah, he
that's
can
the
hang out.
question. You guys are gonna leave?
No, I mean
can I
we
go
should
back
we should at
to
least
the tower?
like confirm what's going on. Yeah, with these guys. I also well, it doesn't really matter. Never mind.
We're gonna rest in the tower. That's what I thought. No.
Yeah,
and I guess
we should.
there's an injured goblin there.
Yeah, we should go
And we saved him.
get it out.
Stumpy. Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully he didn't like bleed out. I don't know with the goblin nervous system.
So the question
Just like
is,
that,
like,
right?
are you waiting for this hunting party to return, or do you double back to the tower first?
Do they seem like they'll have to pass us to get to the tower?
Yeah, they're like coming right for you guys. Yep.
I think we should
Like you'll have like
stay
a 10
here
minute
and explain.
head
Like
start.
if they're gonna, I'd rather they that we get a chance to explain what happened. Because like what's recognizable in the fire? Anything? Or is it just like a fire with?
Looks just like a fire. Yeah, it just looks like a big fire now. But there is like blood all over the place. You know what I mean? This thing was bleeding.
Yeah,
We're
we
tore
should
up.
we should maybe
we're all
explain.
tore up.
Yeah, we should explain probably.
Okay, so this like troop, right? These like 6 goblins are like kind of now walking, and it takes about like 5-10 minutes for them to like close the distance between you. Yeah, Kurt.
Nothing.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something. I'm sorry. It looked like so you see like over the 5 or 10 minutes, like they kind of like make their way down the pass, and they're coming across around the edge of the lake over like one of these small battered bridges, and they're coming up to you, and they start to like slow as they're about like 50-60 feet away from like the foot of that staircase where the fire burns, you know. And now you could see clearly behind them is Lothar, you know, in like his battered clothes, like blood still like streaked all around his little halfling face and stuff. His hair is like hanging like wet from the sweat around him. He like looks exhausted and worn out, right? And the goblin in the lead, kind of like holding its spear, takes like a look back at the rest and then steps forward and is just like,
Hi.
"What fire is for?"
Burning bad people.
"You bad people?
No.
Where is Dyrus? Where Chieftain?"
Well, I
I
pointed
do
people.
the throat. I do the throat move. You know what I mean? And I point to the fire.
And Crixus, you're like pointing at the fire.
Yeah.
And so it's just like.
We found out what he was doing to you.
What
guys,
he.
and-
What?
Do we know the name of the goblin he was eating?
I don't think you caught it. I don't think you guys ever caught it. You didn't ask when you were upstairs. So.
We just knew him as dinner.
Don't call him late for dinner.
Find out. What you find out?
That he was eating the strongest among you?
They turn, and I think you hear the like small voice of the halfling in the back, like, "Oh, that's fucking grand." Like,
so, and we hope
And that
this helps.
And that he killed your previous chieftain.
Yes.
and I think like the one in the front turns, and it's looking like one of the other specific goblins in the row, who's like steps forward at the mention of that, like. It did. It not goblin. Not like us.
No, obviously not.
Change. Chieftain was father. It bite face right off. Eat him alive. Hang head on ceiling. That was first. Many since.
Well, we're very sorry for everyone that you've lost, but
One of the,
hopefully.
Oh, I'm sorry, Taylor. I'm sorry.
No, you're
Go ahead.
good. You're good.
One of the other ones in the line is like, This trick, he set them up, this trick. I serve only Boss Tyrus. We kill you. Kill them.
That
Kill
fire
them. This
was him.
test.
That fire was him. You
And
knew
now-
how powerful he was. Don't do this.
Can I dig through like the smoldering ash and find the necklace
Oh, yeah.
and show them and say,
Yeah,
can I
I
toss it over to them?
You grab like one of the sticks that's burning and it has an end sticking out that's kind of not on fire, and you're able to like poke around a little bit. You start like Crixus is like kicking this fire over, and then you see it, and you're able to hook the burning stick in the like
While
this necklace.
Crixus is doing that, Angus will say, "So, what don't you believe, that your chieftain was not a goblin and was a monster, or don't you believe that we have defeated him in battle?"
You make real clever trick. He up there in tower right now. You tell us he dead, so we say good, and then he come kill all of us and feed us to you.
No.
Well, they found us at, didn't they?
He'll look to Crixus. Crixus, show him.
Yeah.
And you like lift up the necklace, and they're like, and I think that the one that stepped out like, that my father's bones.
Oh.
Then-
This is terrible.
You real big heroes! This is great, you guys! This is so great! He turns looking at the rest of them like, they not lying! That my father's bones! They killed Boss Chieftain, look! And then the halfling in the back is like, oh, it's you, is it? This will be grand. And they're like, we found one you left alive! We thought maybe we feed to Chieftain, but now you eat if you want.
No. We don't eat other people.
No, he looked like you.
No,
Pink
no,
skin,
no,
you eat
no.
him. Carve him up.
No.
You don't need other goblins. Why would we eat other things that? He doesn't look like any of us. What are you talking about?
I think that the one who was like at the lead is like, how many times?
He looks
I
more
tell
like you than he
it's
does look
this?
like us, eh?
And then the one at the lead is like, how many times I tell you fools this? Only bad Dirus eat goblins. We not eat goblins.
Yes,
you,
good.
You don't look like us. You eat goblins?
Angus will be like, Brighthorn does not eat goblin.
And so the one who was like talking about
Yes.
the chieftain, he's like, I no trust this. Does not seem so safe. And the one that was like leader goblin now is like, we go back
Yeah.
tower. You show us he dead.
Yeah,
They-
let's go.
Your the female there who was helping with the cooking, she told us everything.
Yeah.
She can explain.
Oh, Schnolls? Yes, Schnolls, good lady.
Schnoll is
Schnoll.
Schnoll is who convinced us to help.
Schnoll. Okay.
The sound may be true. Let's go. And so they like start walking, and they're like, come on. And they're like pulling at the rope, and Lothar is kind of like, Are you going to kill me again?
Maybe.
Now we're just gonna leave you with these guys.
Dragon Man, don't let them kill me again. Yeah, I know you left me up there alive. Please.
Oh,
You
no.
you should stop talking, otherwise my friend here might stab you again.
I'm done talking now. And so a lot of like the goblins like lead him up to the tower, and this cluster is all there, and they're like the leader is like, Schnolls, they say they killed Dyrus. This true? And Schnolls like nods her head like, they killed Dyrus, Bert.
Bert.
They killed Dyrus.
Schnoll and Bert.
And she looks over and she's like, Father is avenged, Degri.
Is this her son?
This was my son's brother.
No. your son's- Oh yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that tracks.
Did you check on the one that went up?
He's not dead. Oh, go upstairs! And like a couple of them turn and run up the stairs. They're like, they're just like, Kevak, you still alive? And they're like,
Wait, that wasn't Kevin, was it? Or was it Kevak? What did I just hear?
I don't know. You're not sure. It is Kevak.
Okay.
It should have been.
Kevin!
It should have been. I missed a real, like, easy layup right there. And so I think Schnolls and a couple of the others go, like, charging up the stairs. And Bert is, like, standing there with, like, half the hunting party who followed, you know. And he's looking all around. And he's like, you come inside. Sit by fire. It's real cold. Fingers turn black. They fall right off. You have no fingers. You die fast up here. And Lothar is like, these goblins are much kinder. I'm not talking. Never mind. And he just like shuffles over. He's tied with like his hands behind his back, but he shuffles over to the fire and kind of like awkwardly seats himself down, leaning over near it like, oh, sweet fire. Yes. And
Angus sits so he can make sure that the bonds aren't being burnt or scratched against rock or.
Got it.
Yeah, Eerie does go sit like close to the fire as well.
So you sit down and are kind of like monitoring him closely. And so Bert, meanwhile, is like eyeing the rest of you over, and he says, well, you promise you no eat us?
We promise.
I'm a vegetarian.
I don't know what that is, but sound like promise.
Bert, do you know how do you guys figure out who will lead you now?
You
or
lead.
do you?
You lead you small one? That one with dwarf beard. You lead?
Well, no, we're not staying.
Dragon Man, then. Dragon Man, you lead?
We're staying. We're not staying.
This one with horns. He real tall.
Rich, I'm gonna go up into the room, the second floor room, and I'm gonna see. Wait, we check on the one leg guy. Is he alive?
You go up there and you see that Schnolls, along with like the rest of these goblins, have like they've got like some keys that they're unlocking this like heavy like kind of hasp around his other leg, or his leg.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna search the room real quickly. Just whatever.
Sure. You gonna like take your time? You going real like slow like?
Yeah. The guy looked. If the goblin with the one leg seems like he's not dying, then I definitely do that.
He's like stable. He's unconscious, you know.
Then I definitely look.
Yeah, I'll help him because I don't really want to be around Lothar.
Okay, so you just like eye Lothar and walk up the stairs after Crixus. So you guys can make investigation checks with advantage. Kurt, what are you saying?
Eerie, can you keep an eye on the little guy here?
Certainly can.
I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna cast a cure spell on the goblin.
Okay, so Schnolls has like unchained him from the wall, and they've kind of like laid him out on like the fur rug over by the fireplace. The other goblins have carried him over, and she's looking at the leg like, this is not good. Not good, have one leg up here. And you come in and you see him, and he's unconscious, he's shallow breathing, you know, and you reach down and put cure wounds on him. Whoa, dude.
You brought it back to life.
That's that is 1 point away from my full HP.
I'm shocked.
Hang on to
right
that.
there. I think
That's
you see
awesome.
like the open gaping wound at like the stump of leg underneath his hip, like the skin begins to like grow over it, you know. And
He grows 2 more legs.
I know, yeah. Now he's the 3-legged goblin.
Yeah. Whoa. Hey, family show.
I know. The stump like grows over, right? This like heavy green, fresh, new skin grows over, and they're like, they like gasp, and Schnolls like looks over at you like, you are miracle worker. You are Brighthorn.
Do you know of my father, or my father's father, or any other Brighthorns?
Father's father.
Met him once. I was a young girl. It came with Rogosh. Meanwhile, though, the one on the floor, Kevik, is like opened his eyes, and he's like, I dream, Darusit leg, such pain, but I feel so good now. I need to go outside, and he goes to like sit himself up, but it's like falls over because he doesn't have a leg, and the other goblins are like, no, that really happened. He eat your leg. This one here with horns, he heal you up real good. Maybe he knew boss. He not eat us, so it's good deal. And Schnolls like is looking back like, bring him downstairs. Give soup, fish. Get last fish. You two, get spears. Go fish. It's clear day. Catch many fish. Diarrhea's gone now. We need eat. And so the other goblins are kind of like trying to pick him up, but you like kind of scoop him up easily and bring him down the stairs. Meanwhile, Crixus, you're like scanning, digging around. Angus, you're carrying this Kevak down the stairs with his one leg. Halric, you're also like looking through the room, right? And so there's like a few different things in here. There's clearly like the chains and the manacles on the walls, the keys to which are right there. The one table is like covered in all types of like crude weaponry, like these beefy looking knives and cleavers and saws, like butcher's tools that are very crude and rudimentary. There's a weapon rack over by the wall. Most of the stuff here is pretty shiny and old. You feel like it would have gotten picked up and like scavenged out of the mountainside, right? The steel, old, rusted, pitted. But over on the bench is actually like a battle axe that appears to have like a good sharp edge to it, as though it were like cared for and like oiled, right? And a newer kind of wooden haft in it. And there's also a large morning star, and both of these are in much better equipment than any of the rest of the weapons in the rack. And inside this trunk that's kind of like next to his bed, you do find like a small sack with like an assorted pile of like copper and silver and gold in it.
Cool.
Nice.
So 14 copper, 12 silver, 9 gold. It's really not a lot.
It's a chunk.
I don't think we've ever been anywhere where we could spend gold.
Yeah.
It's true.
Really?
That's true. That's a real shitty thing to do to your players, huh? And so,
Did somebody write that down?
14 copper, 12 silver, 9 gold.
You got it, Kurt.
14 copper, 12 silver, 9 gold. 14 gold, 12 silver, 9 copper, guys.
Yeah.
One battle axe.
Meanwhile, downstairs, Eerie, you're like talking to Bert, right? And Bert's just like, this been real bad time. Real bad.
I mean, if Eerie has a moment and is watching Lothar,
Mm-hmm.
like she's gonna try and interrogate him a little bit more before like we
What do you do?
leave. Like,
what
and
happens?
watch she has a moment.
Bert's like there, kind of like amazed. They're like shell shocked, right? These goblins are just like looking around, like it can't be true, right? It's like this PTSD, man. They're like waiting for him to jump out from behind the door and be like, "Fooled you," you know what I mean? they're nervous. They're really like nervous, but like relieved at the same time. And so Lothar is just sitting by the fire, kind of watching you. And if you glance over at him, he's like, "I'm not talking."
I just don't. You shouldn't talk around my dwarven friend.
So he stab me in the face next time.
Yeah. Just be smart about that, you know. Don't like be a jerk when you're in an obviously you're disadvantaged. So just be smart next time. Maybe a little bit more
I
about
gotta
that.
be honest, I didn't think I was being that much of a jerk. He like peers up at the hatch upstairs. He's like, I don't know where you
I mean,
all
you
are
tried to like kill us, so that's like peak jerk.
And you did kill everyone that I was with and left them
'Cause
for
you
dead to rot
attacked
on a mountain.
us. You attacked us.
You did not listen, did you? Do you have any idea the people who brought us here?
Stop it.
You saw
Stop
them
it.
burn your village. You saw them.
I'm asking you questions. You're tied
I'm
up.
giving you answers. I've been tied up since you left me to die on the hill. These goblins saved my life. I feel like you're
goblins
changing
saved
the
your
rules
life.
now. I'm not supposed
The
to talk, am I?
goblins. The goblin saved your life.
Well, the dragon kid saved my life, and that's a whole nother fucking ball of wax.
So just be grateful that you're breathing and answer some questions.
I am. You're not asking me any questions.
Because you're talking. Stop talking.
Because that's what happens in a conversation, Gnome.
My name is Eerie.
I know. You yelled at me last time I used it. Then your friend stabbed me in the chest.
Because I'm just trying to... Okay.
It's very frustrating, isn't it?
I want to know where you came from and why... What do you know about these people that are trying to kill us? Why did they come to Erkengard?
I came from. I came from the slums in the city of Mantlecrest.
Where is that city?
That city is 800 miles from here, you ridiculous girl. I was trained in the military in another city 300 miles from there, in the capital. I was then positioned to burn 6 villages like yours across the countryside over the last 10 years.
Did you have a family? Like, why?
Yes, they're dead. They're dead. Do you understand? I watched my sister starve to death in the slums before I was snatched up by men with whips and chains who dragged me hundreds of miles from the shithole I was born in and told me to kneel or die. So I kneeled. And then they put me in armor, and they gave me a warg to ride on because I'm tiny like you, and they gave me a bow and taught me how to kill people with it. So that's what I do. And then the psychotic minotaur riding on a blue dragon and the evil priestess that I'm pretty sure has been alive for 400 years rounded up a platoon, that's what they call us when we get together in military units, and drove us into these godforsaken mountains.
Jeez.
Still hate Lothar?
Who hates hill people?
Listen to me. I understand.
Dan,
I understand.
Like, we come down and Erie's standing over his corpse. Like, what you do here?
And so Lothar is just like, listen to me. I'm not trying to get myself stabbed again. I don't want to die. Everything I've ever done has been to prevent that moment. But your friend gave it to me in an instant. I'm not trying to antagonize you, but I'm not going to mince words either. These people who brought us here, you saw what they did to your village. They have half of your people in chains. The other half of them are buried in rubble or burned to death. So they sent us to find you. We went to find you.
Do you know where
That's
they're
it.
taking our people?
They're trying to get to some place called Titanfall. I'm not supposed to know, but I'm not stupid
They're trying
either.
to
I
get
hear
to
things.
Titanfall?
Yes, but now they want the Dragon Boy first. They sent us for him. The rest of you
They
can all
want
die.
Crixus?
Lothar, what's going on?
Son of a bitch. He's like, he sees like the dwarf coming down the stairs behind Crixus, and then he's like, Jesus Christ, did you eat that goblin's leg? And it's like Angus is like at the bottom of the stairs with the one-legged goblin. He's like, he didn't say Jesus Christ, but he's like,
I just start, do I hear that? Could I just start licking my fingers in front of him?
Oh, no.
oh my God. I think he whispers. He whispers to you, Eerie, like, the Dragon Boy wasn't kidding. He'll eat anybody, won't he?
Well,
Yes, he
we'll
will.
try at least once.
Now, be quiet.
Why? What's going on?
Not you.
And then I think Bert is like watching all of this. He's like, me? You mean me?
No, not you, Bert.
Be real quiet like Mouse. That's why I'm hunting
it's
parties.
Fine. I just, Bert. So, yeah, let's keep talking about,
You want me stab this guy? I hear stabbing in chest.
No. Don't stab him, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Now, let's figure out who you think should be the leader that's not any of us.
That guy tallest one with horns.
No.
He like points at Angus with like a goblin. He says,
Who's the strongest goblin here?
"No, not me. It's not me."
It's you,
And
Bert.
one of the other ones
I
like,
vote
"Not
for-
me. It's not me.
It's
We
for-
not strong. We
for-
all weakling cowards. No strong goblins here. We know this game.
No.
Maybe I go fishing
Nobody's
real quick."
gonna eat you. Nobody's gonna eat you. We're looking to leave somebody in charge in our stead that's gonna take care of everybody.
Leave tall guy. He seemed real nice.
We're
And I
not
think
leaving.
Kevik is in his
does
arm
seem
with
nice.
one leg. And
Yeah,
Kevik is just like, he is real nice. He grow leg back. Oh no. He looks down like, leg's still gone. Oh.
maybe 3 of you can share responsibility, so it doesn't. So you can
I
point
don't know
finger-
that word. Is like blanket?
Yes,
We share blanket already.
Like blanket.
you can make choices together, and if one of you if the other goblins don't like it, you can point at each other and say it was them when it was really all 3 of you, and then
Spears? We point with spears?
hopefully not with spears.
And I think at this point, the old woman schnalls. The old lady goblin is coming down the stairs like, "All of you, settle down. These four
There's
have
your
had a long
Yeah,
night.
exactly. I vote.
Get the fishing spears. Go, get food. We need to fill the racks. We cannot stay here. You all were hunted, weren't you?"
Yeah. A little bit.
I think Lothar's like, "I'm not
Little
supposed to talk, but they're still being hunted."
Yeah,
Oh,
we knew that. Thanks, Lothar. We knew that.
I would say to the old lady, I think if you picked a hidden spot, and maybe if you knew some caves that you could hide in, and you'll see them come through searching for us. And I think once they leave, I think you'd be safe to return here.
Yeah.
When my husband's brother's brother was alive and chief, we have caves. We were many more than hundreds. Live below ground, hide from eyes and sky. It's different now, but I know old ways. I take them deep. We hide.
Yes.
They seem to be when she like says, "Get your spears, go." Are they just like
Oh yeah.
immediately, like just fought, like doing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's
They're just like
100%.
waiting
We're
for
good.
somebody to tell
Yeah,
them what
we're
to
good.
do. You
We
know?
we don't have to worry about that. Yep. Great.
We should rest still though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before, so being a tinkerer at heart in blood, seeing that this goblin maybe needs a leg, could I maybe like see what's around the tower and like fashion him
Are
a
you gonna
peg
tinker
leg?
gnome MacGyver a mechanical leg for this goblin? Okay,
Yes.
I think that's awesome. I think like you start like checking out the place. You know what? There's an abundance of goblin
Bones.
leg bones.
Yep.
You kind of like, I don't know.
There's
man, they're
even original
perfectly-
equipment sitting right on the table.
I
You know what I mean?
You're like, these are
Yeah.
perfectly sized, but I'm not sure about this.
I
You
don't
know,
know.
like
Yeah.
And so I think as you're like peering around, you remember seeing like a pile of wood upstairs next to the fireplace, some smashed furniture, and you're able to dig around a little bit. So what about the rest of you three? As we like close down for the night, like what's the last like kind of pass as we're watching everybody in this tower? The goblins are scurrying around. It's morning now. The sun has risen over Grenmus Gorge, the lake like reflecting the bright light. The sky is blue. The world outside like optimistic, beautiful songbirds flying in the wind. The signs of spring approaching, you know.
I think Ulrich's going to sleep.
It's that time of the night.
Oh my god.
Ulrich like situates himself over against one of the walls, tucks his cloak up around himself, and lays his head down to rest on his beloved warhammer, the only pillow a dwarf needs. Crixus?
I'm just hanging out by the fire, and I guess I'm just hanging out by Lothar.
Lothar is like watching you, you know, he's got this look on his face like he's nervous, man. He's scared, but he's also like fascinated. It's a look that probably we see Crixus give to certain things. Like it's almost like a youthful, childlike fascination of like, what is this thing I've never seen before, you know? And what about Angus?
He wants to lay down with a pillow, so he removes the one that he's been smothering Lothar with. Now, Angus will imagine like these are kind of tight. Well, probably not tight quarters because these weren't. It's not like these were goblin encampment or anything like that. Like it's not a goblin building.
No,
right?
It's like a 65-foot diameter tower.
Yeah.
You know, it's way oversized. It's more than big enough for this 11 goblins to all like sprawl out in one corner. You know,
he'll curl up next to the fire and keep an eye on Lothar and position himself next to the gnome that the goblin that he healed.
Okay, Keswick one leg. And so I think that is where we'll leave our heroes. Not quite the dramatic cliffhanger that we've seen so many times already.
Oh, God.
But I think,
not trauma this time? Jeez.
I know, really.
So
As Eerie
sad.
is like searching for the component pieces she can use to fabricate like a peg leg for Kevik one leg.
Yeah,
Old lady Schnoz is Schloz
Schnolz.
is like directing the fisher goblins out on the lake, and Lothar is kind of like watching Crixus, and like as you lay down, I think to sleep, Angus, I think we hear Lothar whisper like, "I'm really not going to try to kill you again. I promise."
No, that's comforting. Thank you.
You can't believe me, but.
Nice try, buddy.
And so with that, I think we see the camera like pull out the door, right? Ulrich sleeping by the wall, Angus curled up by the fire, Crix is sitting kind of near Lothar. We like, you know, pull out further away. We see the goblins like making their way down to like the lake, to the ice fishing holes that they have with their little fishing spears. Yeah, Kurt.
Well, let's chain them up upstairs. There's the leg chains.
Nobody should sleep up in there.
Well, we'll deal with this moral conundrum when we get back next week, guys. Actually, it's a really good point. We're not going to be on next Monday night. Special episode on DM Philly next Monday night to be decided. It'll be fun, though. I promise you that much. So, Firelight Tales, Titans Heirs will return on March 15th with episode 9. Kurt and Mike cannot make it next Monday, so we got some ideas for some fun stuff to break out, and we'll let you know when we figure out what to land on. But that was really fun, you guys. What did you guys think? That was a really fun session. I enjoyed that one.
We killed like a half demon goblin
Nope,
thing.
there's no demons in Abrea. It was not a demon.
No demons.
Sorry, just an unholy creature.
It was a
It was a Barghest. You did. You killed a Barghest. And that Barghest got to like pull out like almost his full suite of tricks right there. A lot of things failed. Crixus, bravo. Bravo, Crixus. I know that your fellows were really trying to hold you back, but I loved it. Thank you. Thank you for that.
It worked out. It did. It
Thank
was
you for
great.
that. The rest of you guys were really good. That was awesome.
That's fun.
Awesome. Yeah, it was a good time.
Nice.
That got pretty scary for a second with that fiend, but hey, that was.
If I would have gotten hit like once, I probably would have gone down.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine because we saw that I can actually heal you out to your full hit points.
Yeah,
pretty sure
exactly.
you didn't.
So we're
I'm
totally
pretty sure you
fine.
didn't actually put any damage on you guys. You guys really like worked him over well. But regardless, I'm glad we had fun. I think this is a fun resolution. I think this is a really interesting situation. Lothar, the like situation of Lothar is a fun one for me, though I know not as fun for John. And so with that, I guess I just ask you guys: is there anything you want to talk about? What's up, Mike? You got anything good? We're watching Tribes of Europa. We're hyped for the last episode of WandaVision. What else?
I took this out from. Oh, you guys can't see this?
Oh, we can kind of
there
see
we
it.
go. Oh, nice.
What are you gonna run that for us? You gonna run that on DM Philly's channel?
Well, I don't know about us. I don't know who's interested in doing the Dragon Heist, but I just
guys
picked
have
this up
been-
from my local library and I'm reading it, and it seems really cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a good
That
call.
means you can't play it then.
No, I can run it.
She's
though.
stuck running it. Yeah.
I can run it.
Speaking
yeah.
of Dragon Heist, our friends over on the Sabotage the DM
Oh my God.
Twitch channel just actually began their season 3. They're all first level because they spent season 1 as 8-year-olds, and they spent season 2 as negative 4th level. So they're now starting season 3 at first level, and they just started Dragon Heist today. So be sure to check them out.
Their trailer that they put together was like incredible. That's like goals for me to see something like that clean and sharp and well produced and be like, man, if I can get there in a year, then like I'm doing it right. But I love those guys and I'm psyched. I'm gonna check out their Dragon Heist run.
Cool. Take it.
Taylor, what's up? What's up with you?
Just Twitter. I've got my stickers, writing stuff, and other stuffs, and lots of stuffs, and
Cool. Taylor's
Figure it
writing
out.
good stuff. Go find her on Twitter. It's at Ronia422. I am Warfrat1625. A very difficult name to remember. Probably even harder to read with this terrible font that I chose for their overlay. But it's iconic, I've been told, and I cannot change it. Go find me on Twitter. Hit me up. Ask me about D&D things, because that's my favorite thing to talk about. Anybody out there that is so interested, I direct you to post-show recaps. Patreon, $10 a month level. You can get in on the Patreon Discord over there and listen to me podcast about Dungeons & Dragons in Discord pretty much every week. And it's really a lot of fun. It's been cool. Yeah. Piano Man Adam, he knows what's up. PSR, PSR, PSR. My man. Adam has begun DMing. He has been officially appointed as one of like the DMs on the High Council of Dungeon Masters in the PSR Discord, and my man's got some tricks up his sleeve, so that's been fun to watch. But yeah, that's it. Come find me over there and find me here, and we will be back with something new and exciting next Monday, and we got some other fun stuff in the works, hopefully, coming up very soon. Thank you all, and good night.
Night,
Good night.
everybody.
Everybody.
Bye. Bye.